From the roar of the crowd to the roar of the engine, this is Pit Pass.
Pit Pass is brought to you by Aaron's of State College on the Benner Pike, by W.R. Hickey Beer Distributor, celebrating 80 years, and by Pocono Raceway, the Tricky Triangle. Here are your hosts, Ron Fox and Jan Miller.
Well, thank you for joining us again for Pit Pass. Boy, it was a squelcher of a weekend, but I prefer the heat over the cold.
I like it a little cool, not as cold as it had been the previous week, and as you can see, I got a little bit of sun.
I did too, but I don't tan.
No, she doesn't. Well, here's what's coming up on this week's Pit Pass. We made a stop at Clinton County Raceway on Friday night. Stock cars and some open wheel action right here. Saturday was a trip to Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. On tap, the Ed Laboon 20 for the late model sportsman. The stars of NASCAR make their first of 2 visits to the Keystone State. We will have a preview and a look ahead to some special upcoming events.
Well, after taking a week off, Clinton County Raceway was back in action this past Friday. We have some highlights from the IMCA Modifieds. Ron, is it IMCA or IMCA? I've heard it both ways.
Well, I've always known it as IMCA, but if you want to call it IMCA, that's your prerogative.
I'll stick with IMCA.
The 30 of Ken Buck would lead the 19-car field to the green for their 20-lap feature event. At the line, outside pole sitter Sean Bruce in the 7 would have a slight advantage over Buck. Bruce powers off of turn 2 and gains a 2-car length lead over Buck as they come around turns 3 and 4. The blue and white 15 of Ray McClure looks low to gain a position on the yellow 25 of Eric Polsky. He slips into 4th ahead of the 115 of Brad Seitz. A caution on lap 3 sets up this restart. Bruce chooses the outer lane. We are 3 wide for 2nd, heading into 1. Off of turn 2, McClure splits Polsky and Buck in a battle for 2nd place. McClure works to the inside of Buck. Things get bottled up in 3 and 4 to bring out the 2nd caution of the event. Bruce gets a great jump on the restart. This time it is a 3-way battle for the 3rd spot, heading into 1. Brad Seitz hugs the bottom of the turn. On the exit, he races the 26 of Jared Spalding. Entering turn 3, Seitz pushes up into Spalding. Seitz gets sideways but saves it, although behind them is another crash. Okay, let's try this again. This time Bruce has to contend with Polsky on the restart. Polsky looks low through the turns but falls into line behind Bruce as they go down the back chute. Brad Seitz is 3rd at this point. Another caution, another restart. This time it is single file. Seitz is now 2nd, with Spalding up to the 3rd spot. The 78 of Dale Schweiker tries for 3rd, but Spalding maintains the position. Seitz chased Bruce for a few laps before they encountered some traffic. As they race down the backstretch, they touch, sending both cars spinning and handing the lead to Spalding. Now we have the 77 of Tom Crape running 2nd. 3rd belongs to the 84 of Jason Benjamin. They start to get strung out before half of a lap is completed. About a lap later, Benjamin makes slight contact with Crape in turn 3. This opens the door for McClure and the black 15 of Eddie Seitz to overtake him. Jared Spalding would hold off Tom Crape to pick up the IMCA modified win. McClure, Eddie Seitz, and Benjamin round out the top 5. In the 15-lap Pro Stock feature, the yellow 55 of Butch Brame and 28S of Jason Smith started on the front row. A caution would fly before a lap was completed. Brame would lead the first lap under green, then slowed to bring out caution number 2. This moves Smith to the lead with the 00 of Denny Forney in 2nd and the white 28 of A.Y. Schilling in 3rd. Off of turn 2, Schilling moves into the runner-up position. We would have 5 more cautions. Each time Smith held off Schilling on the restarts, although they had a great battle for the lead for a number of laps. At times they were side by side, yet Smith opened up a slight lead on his way to victory over Schilling. Mark Bittler finished 3rd ahead of John Myers and Artie Stevens.
Well, this is the second season for the IMCA Modifieds, and their field certainly is growing.
Is that IMCA or is it I am singing?
No. No more singing from Ron. However, we will have more highlights from Clinton County.
But coming up next, we're off to Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. It's the Ed Laboon 20. Highlights when we return.
You smell that?
New furniture smell?
Yeah, but it's more than that. It smells like mine.
Yep, it is. Just sign right here.
Mine? Mine.
You can...
That's mine too. Thank you. Is this weird?
This is weird.
Aaron's wants you to feel what it's like to own new furniture. You're pre-approved for up to $2,000 in merchandise without needing credit. So shop today. Get started at aarons.com/2000.